Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're shifting gears from passive chatting to active system building. We're going to look at 7 hidden AI commands in Claude that can completely change how you work. If you want to move from a frustrated beginner to an elite user and finally simplify those complex workflows, you are absolutely in the right place. Type, wait, read, repeat. You know the drill, right? This is the universal trap almost all of us fall into. You punch in a prompt, you wait, you read the output, and then you do it all over again. Sure, it kind of feels productive at first, but honestly, it usually just leads to burned tokens and constantly rebuilding prompts because the AI totally loses the thread of your workflow. Here's a wild stat for you. Using AI like a standard chatbot, that actually only taps into about 5% of what the tool can literally do. So what about the other 95%? Well, it's sitting right there behind commands that nobody really talks about. Mastering those unseen commands is basically the difference between working hard and working twice as fast.
Section 1, the AI Chatbot Trap, why complex workflows break down.
So why do our processes fail when we just type into a chat box? The core culprit is context bloat. This is exactly why your outputs go totally sideways and the AI gets, quite frankly, confused. Imagine you're writing a super specific YouTube script, and then in the exact same chat window, you ask the AI to draft a professional LinkedIn post. The model's accuracy takes an immediate nosedive because it's still trying to write video copy when you actually want corporate text. The context is bloated, and boom, your workflow completely breaks down.
Section 2, high-impact context control, taking charge of AI memory. Okay, if you pick just one command to use tomorrow, please make it the /clear command. Seriously. If you're a newer user, this is the single most impactful thing you can learn to simplify your workflow. It literally wipes the slate clean between unrelated tasks, instantly curing that context bloat we just talked about.
This one little command has the absolute biggest compounding effect on your daily AI use. Run it between every single unrelated task. You get a completely clean slate, which guarantees sharper output. And maybe more importantly, it saves your tokens, it saves you money, and it prevents that endless, frustrating rework of trying to correct a confused AI. By removing the cognitive load of managing the AI's memory, your chaotic prompt engineering finally turns into a predictable, smooth system.
Next up, we have the /BTW command. Picture this. The AI is mid-research on a massive project for you, and suddenly you realize you need a quick fact, maybe a date or a fast definition. But you really don't want to lose your current highly valuable context by starting a brand new conversation. That is exactly where this command swoops in to save the day.
It's a really small command, but it brings a massive workflow gain. You just type /BTW followed by your side question. It keeps your main thread entirely alive, answers your quick side question, and gets right back to the primary work. It literally stops you from destroying a perfectly good workflow just to look up one tiny detail.
Section 3, maximizing output, minimizing cost. Token optimizers. Enter the /caveman command. And hey, don't let the primitive name fool you, okay? Installing this open source skill is an absolute game changer. If you're a new user on a lower tier plan and you're carefully watching your usage, making this part of your workflow is the very first thing you should do.
You install it exactly once, and it forces the model to drastically cut down your token usage, all while delivering the exact same quality answers. And as we know, fewer tokens simply means a smaller bill. It's an incredibly impactful way to save some money without sacrificing a single drop of quality in your results.
Now, on the complete flip side of the spectrum, we have the ultra-think command. Instead of saving tokens, this command forces maximum reasoning effort from the AI. It totally overrides any default settings you might have running. You're going to want to use this for complex planning, deep technical problems, or really anything that requires serious analytical depth.
But there's a golden rule here. Save it for problems that actually earn the cost. Because UltraThink uses so many tokens, the trade-off is very, very real. You'll definitely want to skip this command entirely for quick edits, simple lookups, or just casual chatting. Only deploy this heavy hitter when the complexity of the problem actually justifies the heavy token spend.
Section 4, automating your recurring tasks, putting AI on autopilot.
Now we're moving past just typing and into commands that actually automate your repetitive manual checks. But before you automate anything at all, there's one single crucial question you must ask yourself. Does the task need local files? Your answer to this totally dictates which of the next 2 commands you're going to use to build out your workflow.
This clearly divides our automation tools into two camps. First, we have /loop. If you answered yes to needing local files, this is absolutely your command. Now, it does require your computer to stay on, it has a minimum interval of 1 minute, and it maxes out at 3 days. It is absolutely perfect for short-cycle local tasks, like, say, drafting a post every 5 minutes during a super intense writing sprint. But if you answered no to local files, you're going to use /schedule. This is for cloud-based recurring tasks. Your computer can stay off, there's literally no 3-day cap, and it runs at a minimum interval of 1 hour. This is exactly how you'd automate long-term cloud tasks, like having a daily stand-up brief delivered straight to your inbox without lifting a finger.
Section 5. Building your AI system. Stop guessing, start measuring.
Which brings us to our 7th tool, the /insights command. And wow, is this one incredibly powerful. Run the insights command monthly, and Claude will actually analyze your last 30 days of usage, handing you back a comprehensive HTML report.
So what does this report actually tell you? It breaks down exactly what's working in your workflow, what's actively holding you back, and it even gives you personalized feature recommendations. It is the ultimate reality check. It directly compares what you think you're doing with the AI versus what you are actually doing day to day. So here is your absolute beginner roadmap to simplify those complex workflows once and for all. Step 1, just use /clear tomorrow to kill context bloat. Like we talked about, it's the smallest change with the biggest compounding effect. Step 2, add /insights at the end of the month to see where you're actually spending your time. And step 3, pick your next command based entirely on what that report shows you need. This roadmap gives you a totally stable, reusable process to slowly build your mastery at a marathon pace. It drastically reduces the burden on both you and the model.
Ultimately, the pattern under all 7 of these commands is that they aren't just parlor tricks. They're actual structural systems. They solve recurring friction points. Too much context, too little reasoning, too many manual checks. You just configure them once and you reuse them forever. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you going to keep typing the exact same prompts, hitting the exact same walls, and blaming the model? Or are you finally ready to build a system?